Managing visitors can be a bit of a minefield in the first few days and weeks after birth, so this video is just going to think about some things you might want to consider. First thing is, how long does your partner have off work? Whether it just be a few days or a couple of weeks, their role is really to look after you so that you can rest and look after your baby, and that means managing visitors. So as well as getting to know their baby and learning about being a dad, they also have the wider role of supporting you. So how far away does your family live, and how well do you get on with them? Are they likely to come and stay with you after the birth? For some people this is really, really helpful, and for others it's very unhelpful. So if you don't think it will be helpful to have your family but will actually make more work for you, then be sure to make that clear to them beforehand, and they may need to find elsewhere to stay if necessary. Think about which visitors in general would be helpful to have around. Who would bring you food? Who would be able to do your laundry or do the washing up, or just minor little jobs so that you can go and rest? You don't necessarily just want to have visitors who are there chatting to you when you actually are exhausted and really just want to go to sleep. So also think about the fact that if you are breastfeeding, you will probably be doing a lot of that in the early days and weeks, as your baby requires feeding every couple of hours or so. And whilst you and your baby are learning how to do the breastfeeding, you may find that each feed takes perhaps up to an hour, and that you need to get semi-stripped off and have a pile of cushions around you in order to get your baby latched on well. And you may not want to do that in front of all your visitors, so consider particularly male family or friends who you would or wouldn't feel comfortable doing this in front of. And then think about the impact of if you have to go away to another room to feed your baby and are gone for perhaps up to an hour every 2 or 3 hours, how that might make you feel and make them feel. So that's just one of the practicalities of having visitors in the beginning. So you might decide, you and your partner, that immediately after the birth, once you're home, you want to have a couple of days of just being the three of you, getting to know your baby and learning to be a new family unit, and not have any visitors at all. So just learning to make your own mistakes and muddle your way through this sort of maze that is the first few days of parenthood. If that is an idea that appeals to you, perhaps it would be a good idea to mention that to your friends and family whilst you are pregnant, so that they are not upset or offended once the baby is here and they're told that they can't come to see them for a day or 2 or 3, whatever you've decided upon. Yeah, another thing to think about is the fact that if you're having visitors just popping in for the day, you may want to receive them with you being in bed. This makes it very clear that you are a resting mum who's just had a baby, and you're not the hostess with the mostess who is going to be making countless cups of tea. So you may find that they don't stay quite as long and don't exhaust you quite as much. And the last thing to think about is perhaps once your partner has gone back to work, what sort of visitors do you want then? So perhaps people who will keep you company, stop you from feeling too isolated, again be useful, bringing you food, giving you a chance to go and have a nap by holding the baby once the baby's had a feed, so that you know that you don't have to listen out for the baby. Whatever works for you. Everybody is different, everybody's response to visitors is different, so talk it over with your partner and your family beforehand and find a way that works for you.